Alright, so here we are inside the performance area for the Toyota Corolla. Now, one of the other things I'm doing that I didn't mention in the first video is 1974 Toyota Corolla would not have had ABS, so I don't want to use ABS. It wouldn't have traction control, so no traction control, no stability control. I'm trying to race the cars as they would have been designed back then. I believe ABS became mandatory in cars here in the US in 2013, I believe is what I remember seeing. So if they wouldn't have had ABS, I'm not going to use it. But all right, so now we are going to go into, got to get back my mouse over here. There we go. Let's go to performance. I only have 400 points to spend. So I am going to start with what I normally do, which would be springs and dampener. I'm going to try to lower the car. I don't have enough to take it down to racing yet, so I need more in there. So, all right, so that's not going to work. Tires, tire compound. Nope, can't do those yet. What about the rear tire width? I could throw those on, because that's usually something I'll do. But how much do I need for? I need 100 more points for that. So, yeah, first things first, we are going to be taking the car around the track some more. All right, so I just finished a bunch of laps. Got my car up to level 4. Still staying around the minute time mark, so I'm not doing bad. But now it's time to do the first set of upgrades to the car. Now, the first two upgrades I always make to the car are the springs and usually the tires. So let's go back, performance, springs. We're going to put the racing springs on so I can adjust the car. I probably will not have enough to do anything with the tires yet. Nope. So that's going to take a bit. Rear tire width. Let's put on the fatter back tires. And somewhat fatter front tires and see how we do. Now this is the part where the guy I've been watching on here also, does he change the spring softness in that? I'll double check. But I definitely want to take the car down lower. That's where I'm going to start at. All right, let's go do a couple laps here and see what we get. Car's lowered, fatter tires. Still no good tire compound though. And the car speed is still going to be the same. Nothing else is really changed. Right, here we go, lap 1. A lot of times when I do these things, I'll set my mind up on where I want to stop at by the car level. That's when I'll go back out, do some more tuning. Give myself a few laps to get used to the car. So I'm not a professional at this. I'm not a great racer or anything. Hopefully Forza keeps on. You know, I know Turn 10 did get reduced in numbers, but they still have Playground Games, who makes the Horizon series. Hopefully they'll help out with more Forza. My big thing with Forza and even Gran Turismo for online racing is I feel they need to follow the steps of like iRacing, Le Mans, and all that kind of stuff, and actually have the penalty point system mean something to where if you're penalized, you are going to get kicked from the game if you get penalized too much. Forza actually has that in here, but they do not put it in their online gameplay, which I don't get. It is weird because it actually is in the game. Like one of the things I like with Gran Turismo is a lot of the games when I'm watching people play Gran Turismo 7 is it has mandatory pit stops. And if I remember correctly, like I said, I don't own a PlayStation 5, so I can't really play that one, is if you miss that and you decide to skip your mandatory pit stop for changing tires or whatever they might have it set up as, they actually penalize you. I think it's like a minute or something like that in the race, or a second or whatever, which to me doesn't seem like a good penalty. In Forza, there's a spot you can go in this game, you can find out that if you put mandatory pit stops in the game and they're not taken, you are actually disqualified. And I think that's a good idea. The guy that I watched that does these tune setups made mention that, you know, use the soft tires, gives you better grip, and you don't need the pit. And I've watched guys who, when I'm racing online, because I am in the S tier class for racing, yeah, they never pit the lead guys. Never pit. How can you not pit if your tires go bad? But that is one of the flaws, apparently, of this game. That would be nice to see fixed, which won't ever happen now because they are done working on this one. Still, if people would give this game a proper chance, though, I think people would have liked it a lot more. Especially when you have the damage on fully and all that. I mean, this game does have some really good damage modeling. Alright, so it actually looks like I might have brought myself down to a minute with just the better grip. I'm still running in automatic mode, so we haven't changed that yet. I'm thinking if I go to manual, I might actually bring back out the shifter because I like using that more than the paddles. Only bad part is knowing what gear you start in when you start a race. If you're in a rolling start, are you in the top gear, bottom gear? And my shifter only has 6 gears, so that kind of sucks. Some of these cars I think have like 8 gears, so kind of hard to do an 8 gear one with this shifter. But I do like the shifter a lot better when I'm racing. As long as I don't miss gears when I'm downshifting. So, yeah, I brought a second off my time. Holy crap. Not bad. Just adding a bit extra grip has helped out. Still won't beat that one guy in the rival section, but where is the plane that's doing the It is on this. Yeah, it is on this one. On Forza 7, there's a plane doing crop dusting out here when you're racing. Damn, I missed that. You guys are probably watching these lines going, Matt, you're driving the wrong line. You need to do this or need to do that. Said, I'm not professional. I just enjoy doing this. Alright, I think I bored you guys enough with this. I'm going to continue flying around this track a little bit. And once I reach car level 5, I'm going to go on in and do a little upgrading again.